Hello everyone, this is Ashrita from Truly Nutrition. I am a consulting nutritionist. I did my masters in applied nutrition and I am a certified food and spirit practitioner. You can reach me at trulynutrition.ediet.clinic. Today's topic is about calcium. Calcium is one of the major minerals that is most required for our body functions. Calcium helps to build our bones and to keep our teeth healthy and strong. Calcium is required for blood clotting and it is also required for muscle contraction and heart beating. And also calcium is most essential mineral for cellular, intercellular and intracellular electrolyte balance. So calcium is one of the major mineral that is most essential to our body functions. So today's topic is all about calcium. So now we will go into how much amount of calcium is required per person per day. For ages 50 and below, people who are aged 50 and below, for them 1000 mg of calcium per day is required. This is the recommended daily allowance for calcium per person per day. And if the person is above 50 years of age, then 1200 mg of calcium per day is required. The requirement of calcium also depends upon the in which phase of life they are in. For example, for children the calcium requirement will be more because that is the age where their bone growth happens. Again, for pregnant and lactating women, for them also the calcium requirement will be high because keeping in mind about the baby's growth and also their structurally they need more calcium to support the baby growth. And similarly, older adults also require more amount of calcium because that is where they lose their bone strength. So to maintain their bone strength and to maintain the posture, older adults also require more amount of calcium. That is the reason for older adults the calcium requirement will be somewhere around 1200 to 1500 mg per day depending upon their age, height and weight. So these are the levels of calcium and these are the age group where more calcium is. Now let us see how calcium affects our body. As previously we were discussing that it helps in heartbeat, it helps in muscle contraction. These two are the major functions where presence of calcium in the blood is important. So what happens when your diet is inadequate in calcium, then the body gets its calcium levels from the bones to maintain the homeostasis and the basic functionality of the body. So if your diet is inadequate in calcium, then as the calcium is taken from your bones, then your bones start slowly loosening their strength and the bones become more weakened. So it is very essential to maintain the calcium levels in your body. Now to get these calcium levels into your blood, to maintain these calcium levels in the blood, there is another vitamin called vitamin D. Vitamin D helps the absorption of calcium. So though your diet is adequate in calcium, sometimes if your lack of vitamin D will result in depletion of your bone strength. Similarly, vitamin C also helps in absorption of calcium. That is the reason calcium citrate, supplements in the form of calcium citrates, is better absorbed into the body, and that supplemental form doesn't cause any bloating or constipation when you're going with calcium citrate based supplements. So vitamin C and vitamin D helps in better calcium absorption into the body. Now let us see what are different factors that affect the calcium absorption. Calcium absorption is affected by vitamin D levels as we discussed previously, and also calcium absorption depends upon the what kind of food you are taking. For example, if you are taking green leafy vegetables, few green leafy vegetables which are rich in calcium also have oxalate crystals. These oxalates will bind to the calcium and prevent the absorption of calcium. So steaming green leafy vegetable to certain extent will help to reduce the oxalate effect and helps in better absorption of the calcium into the body. And similarly, grains will have certain anti-nutrient factors, as we discussed in our previous videos. In the video of ragi, grains will have certain anti-nutrient factors like phytic acid, etc. So these anti-nutrient factors prevent the calcium absorption into the body. So when you are taking grains which are rich in calcium like ragi, make sure you are sprouting them or fermenting them so that the anti-nutrient factors get dissolved and the calcium absorption is increased. So this thing you have to put in mind when you are taking calcium rich foods. And again, when your diet is very rich in caffeine related products like tea, coffee, or soft drinks like Coca-Cola, carbonated drinks, like usually these drinks will have caffeine, like Coke and all will have caffeine in them. The caffeinated drinks also reduce the calcium absorption. Similarly, high salty food also prevents calcium absorption into the body. As said, this is because intracellular and intercellular, we say this as channels. These sodium and calcium channels will be present, and when one level of electrolyte is more than the other, the absorption of the other electrolytes gets affected. So that is why high salted food also affects the absorption of calcium. People who are consuming more amounts of alcohol also, though their diet is adequate in calcium, but their calcium absorption will be very low. So these are few factors which affect calcium absorption. Now let us see some sources of calcium. Here you are seeing 1 tablespoon of ragi flour, and this is 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds, and this is 1 cup of curd, skimmed milk curd, and this is 250 ml of milk, and this is 100 grams of rajma, 100 grams of horse gram, and these are some other sources: dates, palm jaggery, almonds. So these are few sources of calcium which we regularly consume. Some other sources of calcium include turnip greens, cauliflower greens, radish greens, and bony fish like salmon, seawater fish. So there are several other fishes which are also rich in calcium, and beetle leaves. So these are few other sources of calcium. So we have seen the sources of calcium. So calcium is present in many other sources, but the point is how we are going to make that 1200 mg or 1000 mg of calcium per day. So now let us learn how we can make that 1200 to 1000 mg of calcium per day. Sometimes there might be requirement for supplementation if you are missing some calcium in your daily intake. This basically depends upon what kind of diet you are taking and how is your dietary routine. So check your dietary routine, and if you require some additional amount of calcium where you are not able to make up to that 1000 mg, then it is better to go with supplementation. But definitely if you wanted to go with supplementation, please consult a nutritionist or a dietitian near you. Coming to a typical day dietary pattern. If you are starting your day with ragi porridge, let's say you are taking 2 tablespoons of ragi powder, adding a 250 ml of milk to make a porridge, and adding few nuts and dates to your porridge will improve your calcium levels. 250 ml of milk have 300 mg of calcium, and 1 tablespoon of ragi have somewhere around 90 mg of calcium. So this you can make a beautiful breakfast porridge which is rich in calcium, and you can add half a cup of curd for your lunch and for your dinner to make a cup of curd for the whole day. This cup of curd does have somewhere around 250 mg of calcium. And similarly, 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds. Sesame seeds is a very rich source of calcium. It is having somewhere around 1450 mg of calcium per 100 grams. So definitely if you are taking 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds, it does have 90 mg of calcium. So include a sesame seed. You can make a sesame seed laddu with this sesame seeds and palm jaggery. Palm jaggery is also one of the excellent source of calcium. So mix these two to make a laddu. This makes a wonderful evening snack. This way also you get good calcium into your body. Now, Rajma. Rajma is another good source of calcium. This is 100 mg of Rajma and this does have 260 mg of calcium. So, 100 grams of Rajma has 260 mg of calcium, and maybe this is equivalent to 2 fistfuls. You can make a nice curry for your roti for your dinner and have Rajma. And this is horse gram. Horse gram is also one of the good source of calcium. So you can make horse gram rasam, which we call as ulavacharu in Telugu. So these are called ulavalu in Telugu. So you can make ulavacharu and have it in your lunch. So in this way, including different calcium based food in your regular dietary routine will make your complete calcium requirement for your day. So including these things in your diet on routine basis will roughly give you somewhere around 700 to 744 mg of calcium. Adding a slice of fish to your diet will compensate the complete requirement of calcium per day. So having a ragi porridge for your breakfast, including curd in your lunch, and having sesame seeds laddu for your snack, and including rajma based or any bean based curries for your dinner will make your calcium levels per day. So this will include somewhere around 750 mg of calcium per day, and for vegetarians you might be lacking 200 to 300 more mg of calcium per day. You can compensate this with a good calcium supplement. So if you wanted to know information about more about calcium supplement, you can post your comment. I can help you with that, or else you can reach with any nutritionist to suggest you a good supplement based on your dietary style. So this way we can make somewhere around 700 to 750 mg of calcium per day. So try to include all these foods on regular basis in your diet so that you don't miss that dose of calcium. Now you have seen how to make about 700 to 1000 mg of calcium per day in your diet. This is how you make up your diet plan per day. But sometimes it gets monotonous, or maybe you're not interested in taking supplementation to compensate those 300 mg of calcium. In that case, you can go with one at least 100 mg calcium equivalent of foods adding differently into your diet. For example, today you included rajma in your dinner. Tomorrow you can go with cauliflower leaves, adding some cauliflower leaves along with your cauliflower curry, or adding cauliflower leaf to your dals. So this way, as you are cooking the cauliflower leaf, the oxalate crystal also doesn't hinder your calcium absorption. So one day you can add cauliflower leaf, one day you can add moth beans instead of rajma. Moth beans are also very rich in calcium. One day you can add, we regularly add curry leaves in Indian cooking, or at least in South Indian cooking we add more curry leaves. So you can make curry leaf powder and you can add that into your regular meal routine. And sometimes you can even add egg into your diet. At least weekly twice having egg also helps you. At times you can add tofu. Tofu is also very rich. Soya milk and soya milk products like tofu is also very rich in calcium. And you can add grated coconut to your curries. Coconut meal is also very rich in calcium. You can add different kinds of jaggery like palm jaggery, coconut jaggery. These jaggeries, but not sugarcane jaggery though. But definitely jaggery made up of palm and coconut are also very rich in calcium. So you can compensate, like you can replace one of these items, like which we discussed previously. You can replace one of these items with a new one, or in addition to these items you can also add daily one new item to your diet to boost that gap of 300 mg or 200 mg of calcium. If you are non-vegetarian, you can at least add thrice or 4 times a week fish to your diet to compensate the calcium levels. So this way we can include calcium in our diet. I would like to add a short note for premenopausal women above 35 years and before their menopause. This is the phase where you protect your bones, where you strengthen your body and prepare your body for menopausal phase. Because this is a phase where you can store more calcium and where you have to take care about the calcium intake. If you are being prepared for your menopausal stage and the menopause condition goes very smoothly, you will not experience more of the joint pains or knee pains or back pains that usually start just before, at least 2 years before menopause or 2 years after menopause. So people who are in this phase of 35 to 45, this is a phase where you need to take care about calcium intake. So make sure you are making up that 1000 mg or 1200 mg of calcium per day, following the instructions or guidelines which we showed today in this video. I hope this video is helpful to you and you gain some knowledge with this video. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, share and comment to my video, and please subscribe to my channel Truly Nutrition. If you like my videos, please like,